Hello everyone and welcome back to the Netherworld Bibliothèque, where today I'm going to be branching out and doing some tarot readings. And in particular today I am going to be asking for what messages the dead have for you. So let's get started. Alrighty, here we go. So on the left, pile number one, we have the original Waite tarot deck. Then in the middle we have the Prisma Visions tarot deck. And then third to the right is the Egiptico, which is a Spanish language tarot deck. So take a moment to pick the one that's calling to you. You can pause the video if necessary, and I will leave timestamps in the description for your reading. Okay, so to the left, we will pick out the characteristics of the person who is sending a message to you. And then to the right, we will pick out cards to tell us what the message is. Okay, I've just gone ahead and straightened out that spread a little bit, and here we go. Let's get started with the message. So the person who has a message for you, I can see is someone who emigrated. Something is telling me 1923. But I can see they are someone who emigrated. I have the feeling that they're a man. I get the feeling that when they moved to the new country, typical immigrant success story, they had skills or qualifications, had a reputation in the home country, but I can see that when they emigrated, they had to start again. So any wealth that they had acquired previously, any reputation, any schooling that they had, those degrees or that experience was not recognized. So they needed to start from the bottom again, start at an entry-level job or start an apprenticeship. But by their old age, I'm seeing by the time they're about 65, I can see they were comfortable once again. So they had kind of gone full circle. So you can definitely see some similarities between the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. So once again, they were a wealthy person. They were secure financially. I can see they had a large social circle, probably quite a large family. I'm seeing that they probably had 6 grandchildren. In terms of where they lived, I'm seeing that in the end it was like a 2-story house or a 3-story house. So I know that's quite specific, but I hope that's enough for some people to be able to see who it is that we're talking about. And in terms of what message they have, let's have a look here. Usually I keep all of my cards the right way up, so I'm not sure how a stack of them have ended up being upside down, but if somehow the cards have been reversed, I think that's the way the message is supposed to come through. So let's see. So I think this grandfather figure on the left, they may have taught you the secrets to their success. They may have explained how they became the King of Pentacles. And I'm seeing these, they look like vine leaves on the king's robes over here. If we think of those as like a social network, he may have taught you this is how to network with people, this is how to greet people, this is how to open a conversation, this is how to steer a conversation. If you're making a deal, this is how to close the deal. And I think that in life you have tried to implement this, but it hasn't been successful for you. So the 10s usually are about a kind of completion, and the 1s are usually about social networking or discourse, connections. And I have the feeling that you're a bit confused and a bit disappointed, thinking, well, I've tried to implement what I've been taught and it's not working. And maybe you feel you've wasted a bit of your resources. So here the pentacles are about tangible things, material things, certainly money, investment. So I think you're thinking, I've tried to implement what this grandfather figure has taught me, and it's just been a waste of time and money. It's not going anywhere. But here, with the cards being upside down, the Hanged Man is now the right way up. And usually this card is the one that's upside down. So I think the message here is perhaps you've somehow misinterpreted what the message was. So maybe the wording was not clear initially, but maybe the message was you're meant to meet other people, and it's not for you to then compel them or guide them to do what you want them to do. The point is you're meant to meet other people and network with them, but then you're meant to internalize what they have said to you. So if we see these leaves here, I'm making the connection between what I think are like the grapevines and the leaves over here and the leaves over here. So if these are the people and what they're saying and their ideas, the point is you're supposed to like have a light bulb moment with what you've learned from these other people. And the point is you are meant to then be alone, and you're meant to reflect on what they have said. So we've got like the shining light here of the halo and the shining light here in the lantern. This is the message. The point is not you're meant to have many people working under you or for you doing what you tell them to do. The point is you're meant to meet these people, and they're supposed to be like informal teachers for you, and you're supposed to take the knowledge from them, and then the work is for you to do independently. I hope that made sense. Please let me know if that resonated with you in the comment section. Thank you very much for your time. Let's see if you want to stop by next time if you think that was useful. Hello, group number 2. So I'm now going to pull out 8 cards. The first 4 are going to give us the characteristics of the person who has a message for you, and then the other 4 cards are going to tell us what the message is. All right, in terms of who has a message for you, I see that this person was a craftsman or a successful career person. I can see that they either were a pioneer in their field or they have a patent in their field. I can see that they were working with an element, most likely, that was known already, but they pioneered a new use for it, or they found a new use for it. So see how in the Two of Swords we have a lot of ice or snow, but then here with the King of Chalices we have a lot of water. So it's the same element but in a different form. I feel that this person maybe initially worked in secret or maybe worked by themselves to make this discovery. And then I think at that factory or at that university, wherever it may be, that they made their discovery, they thought, okay, I've gone as far as I can go. I have the feeling that this was like a small town or like an isolated town, and they said, okay, I've learned as much as I can, or I've taken my new discovery as far as I can. I need to go to a bigger town or to a bigger university. And then here with the Queen of Swords, there was a female influence, someone who mentored or taught or inspired this person, and it was with the tutelage of the Queen of Swords that this person was able to start their own really successful business with this element that they had repurposed, or they had found a new purpose for it. I don't see this person, I see them moving within one country, so in terms of here saying that they were from a small town or a small establishment. I see them just moving within one country. I don't see them emigrating abroad. But I do see that it is like a sizable country. I'm seeing maybe like around the Caucasus Mountains, something in that kind of region, sort of like Far Eastern Europe, or maybe like where the sort of the border, the boundary is between Europe and Asia. I'm seeing something within that geographic region. All right, let's see what message they have for you. So right away, we can see a contrast in the colors and the suits on left and right. So on the left, we have a lot of water, a lot of ice, a lot of cool colors. And then to the right, we have the Ace of Wands, which is kind of transition between the two sides. But then we see a lot of warm colors, and we see the Pentacles and the Wands on the right-hand side. So I think if you are looking to do something different, if you want to break with tradition, either like literally you don't do things the way that your family does them, or personality wise, if your family are maybe a bit quieter, a bit more mild, a bit more reserved, and you're looking for permission or approval to be different, I think this person is saying, yes, absolutely, do something different. You don't have to work in the family company. You don't have to have the same views or practice the same traditions. You're absolutely allowed to go and do something different. And actually, they're encouraging you. What's really standing out to me is the Eight of Pentacles and these really large, beautiful flowers. I think the side is saying, if you do what you want to do, what brings you joy, you will absolutely have success. Also definitely success financially. So Six of Pentacles, again, the Pentacles are about practical, tangible things. It can be money. So I think the Ace of Wands is passing on the old knowledge. So I think you know what this story is. You know what this discovery was, or what this patent was, what this reinvention was. And it's saying, take this logic, but don't try to apply it in the same field. If you want to work in a different industry, if you want to emigrate to a new country, absolutely go ahead and do that. And these ideas that you have from over here, you absolutely can apply them or reapply them to fit in a different setting. I think with the Empress as well, it's absolutely saying, take care of yourself. So this venture here, if it's something to do with like health, beauty, I'm getting something about like starting your own like beauty company, especially if that's what you're interested in doing, some kind of maybe like a beautician salon, and something about your number one or putting yourself first. This person is saying, yes, absolutely do that. I absolutely approve this and encourage it. You're right to want to do this, and I'm very excited for you doing this, and I support you, and you will have great financial success doing what it is that you love, and it will bring you a lot of happiness. Now, just one more thing. If this card over here is bothering you, it's bothering me too. So let me add this to the reading. Ah, interesting. So the Illumination card is unique to this deck. The Prisma Visions Tarot deck. This is like the unique one that it has compared to other tarot decks. So Illumination, I think, is tying in with the Ace of Wands, that you have the knowledge here from the left-hand side of this reading. You have the knowledge, but your next step or your purpose in your professional career is, how do you apply this knowledge in this new setting? So it's not enough to just know and just repeat what you were taught. I think it's just reaffirming, for you to be successful, how do you apply this knowledge in your new setting or in your new venture? So that's it, pile number 2. I hope that was illuminating for you. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Welcome group number 3. So just bear in mind that the other two tarot decks were in English and this one is in Spanish. So if you were drawn to this one already, perhaps there's a chance that the person coming through either is a Spanish speaker or maybe speaks one of the other Romance languages, one of the other Latin-based languages. So I'm going to pull 8 cards. The first 4 are going to tell us a bit about who is coming through with the message, and then the other 4 cards are going to tell us what that message is. So let's get started. Let's just tidy this up. I'll be right back. All right, so let's see who has a message for you. So I did say that this was a Spanish language tarot deck, and perhaps that says something about who is sending the message, but of course it is also the Egyptian tarot deck, so maybe that also has something to do with who is sending the message. Take it as it resonates. In terms of the characteristics of this person, desasosiego, so we have unrest or argument, turmoil, asesoramiento, which is to be seeking advice or appraisal. Resentimiento, obviously resentment. I think we can see what's going on from the cards. And then examen, so either an examination or a judgment, a final decision being made. So this is an older relative. I don't have the feeling this is someone I feel this person is too far back in your ancestry. It would not be someone that you have met. But I think even if you don't read tarot cards, it's pretty clear that this person had a life of unrest or upheaval, or had one very big case of upheaval. I'm seeing that there was family argument. The really obvious thing that's coming through with this piece of parchment here, or a papyrus maybe, I'm seeing an argument in the family, something to do with an inheritance or something to do with running a business. And I can see this person was supposed to inherit, or they were supposed to become the president of the company, sorry. But I can see there was some argument, maybe some underhandedness within the family, and this person was robbed of their inheritance. I think this then really affected the rest of their life. I do think they took matters into their own hands. I don't believe they actually physically injured someone, despite what is being shown here with resentimiento. I don't believe that is actually what happened. But I do see them taking matters into their own hands to seek justice for themselves. I don't think this matter went to court, although we maybe can see the scales over there. I think in particular on this card deck, it's more to do with the souls. I believe the soul is being weighed against the feather of truth, so it's not really a legal court. I believe this person found out that no one is going to save them. They have to save themselves. So I can see that they took matters into their own hands to take back what was meant to be theirs. But I don't feel that they did that in a violent way. Okay, in terms of what message they have for you, let's have a look over here. So we have hallucinación, which is hallucination, but tarot cards are not meant to be interpreted literally. So it could be hallucinations, but it could also be dreams, maybe paranoia, maybe limiting thoughts. Then we have el dispensador, which in this case, I'm seeing it more as like a pharmacist or like herbal remedies. I'm not really seeing it. I'm not really seeing it in terms of someone administering justice or something to do with logistics. I'm really seeing it as the things that you're being dispensed are more for your well-being, your peace of mind, maybe something spiritual. And then that would tie in with the card underneath, literally purification. But again, I think it has to do with purifying your soul, maybe having peace of mind. And I think that would tie in here with examen and the soul being weighed against the feather of Ma'at. And then we have desorientación, so disorientation. The message that I'm getting is maybe you've inherited something from this person, if you believe in intergenerational curses, or if you believe that you maybe have somewhat of their personality, maybe if you believe in reincarnation, but something of this person's disposition and their luck in life has been passed on to you. And so if you maybe have dreams that sort of fit the scenario here on the left, maybe you are remembering or reliving this past life, or if you have beliefs that don't seem to make any sense, if you're thinking, I'm just, doomed to have this failed business venture, or I'm doomed to not have a happy family, I don't know why, I just think that, it might be something residual from this person. They're saying to seek help to purify yourself of these thoughts or these hallucinations. I'm seeing this as being like spiritual help. So again, this the person that's dispensing something, maybe like a herbal healer, maybe like a shaman or a witch or someone who can purify you and cleanse you. But then this last card here about being disorientated, I'm getting the message that if you remove these hallucinations or these nightmares, it will then create a vacuum. So if you felt that this was your place in life, that you shouldn't try to start a business because you will fail, or I'm not going to get married, for instance, because my family will fail. If you think that is set in stone and that is how your life is meant to be, and you then remove these thoughts or this paranoia, there's then a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. So it's saying, okay, remove these limiting ideas about who you are and what your destiny is, but you need to pretty quickly have some new, better ideas in place about who you are and what you're trying to do in your life, because having a bad idea about who you are is obviously bad, but having no idea about who you are and where you're going in life and feeling really lost and disillusioned is also bad. So I think it's saying, first you need to purify yourself spiritually and mentally, whatever curse, whatever bad luck this person had, they don't want it to keep affecting you in your life. But it's a two-step process. First, purify yourself, and then very quickly have a goal, have something happy, fun, to look forward to work towards. I would actually say probably already start researching if you could be anything that you wanted to be. Already actually start by step 2. Start by, how would I like my life to look? If I could have anything I wanted, how would I like my life to look? Already have an idea of that, even if you're thinking, oh, it's impossible, I'll never get there. Even if you think that, that's okay. Start with what you would like your life to look like, then begin looking for this dispenser, this person to begin alleviating this bad luck, this intergenerational curse, whatever it may be. And then once it's alleviated, you can pretty quickly start working towards that new life that you wanted. I hope that made sense. I hope that did not leave you with more questions than answers. Please let me know what you thought of this reading in the description section, or comment section, I should say. Thank you for stopping by, and maybe I will see you next time.